Sup guys, Xanerson977 here today to do Bleach chapter 597 review. Now in the very first part of this chapter of Bleach we see Leloto cornering PP, right? Because we all know that couple chapters back he tried to kill them by hitting the girl with the superpowers, I forgot her name, by giving her superpowers so that she would hit Leloto because he wanted all the credit for himself right before he started the fight between him and Byakuya, right? Now, now that he's on the losing edge, now that he's been beaten essentially by Mayuri and his zombie minions, if you want to call them that, which is basically Kensei and Love. So now that that's the case, right? Leloto shows up and basically kills him in the process, and from Leloto killing him I'm not sure what will happen to her instead. Like, will she be spared by Shinigami? Who knows? But as I said before, this is not a good sign from the Star Knights. They're fighting amongst themselves. If they ever hope to completely defeat the Shinigamis, they will have to be united, right? They cannot go about fighting among themselves, for everybody wanting to kill each other just because they want the credit. I mean, that's not how a winning team plays. So they need to realize this, right? They need to realize this pretty much if they want to survive this battle. Now the scene then switches over to Juha back, and it's the fight between him and Cringe is still going down, right? Surprisingly, it's kind of like a stalemate. There have been no fatal wounds on either side, surprisingly, considering a battle of this magnitude and scale. You'd expect for there to be, because this is the Zero Squad. These are the best Shinigamis that there are around in Soul Society's existence right now. So this is a high stakes match, so you would expect to see fatal injuries, fatal wounds, given the time that has passed that has progressed. But who knows, maybe this is just couple of minutes. All the action that we've seen for the past few weeks with the fights going on, maybe that could have been just a couple of minutes in according to the real storyline time frame. So but apparently Cringe is fighting Juha and he cannot hit him. Right? And Cringe at this point is wondering, like, why is this happening? Juha is not dodging his attacks, he's not using tricks, but at the same time Cringe cannot hit him. And we even see this scene where it's like the ground that Juha is walking on kind of get warped, and we see a space, like that's kind of strange if you ask me. The ground just gets warped and we see Cringe just wondering, puzzled as to why he cannot hit Juha. Then another member of Royal Guard shows up, which is the girl with the robotic arms. I forgot her name, but she shows up with these Shinigami looking minions, guys, and she basically says, it's been a while since she's seen Juha, which is quite surprising, and that she's saying that Juha must have gotten crazy since he's defeated Genryusai for showing up in the Royal Kings or the Soul King's palace like this. Juha just ignores her gimmick, her threat, and steps forward, and she's saying how he's insolent, and then she uses those minion guys. I'm guessing that she's in control of them to strike Juha, but again they cannot hit Juha. I'm guessing they were all intending to thrust their swords all at him at once, but instead we just see it just get formed out into the circle around Juha, like they thrust the swords sideways instead, almost striking each other in the process, right? And same thing that Kinji was saying, why isn't my attack hitting him? The same thing she ends up saying, why isn't her attack hitting him? And she's puzzled by that. And apparently we see a new Star Knight member show up, this person we've never seen before. He's Star Knight W of the Wind, and he has two tongues. I think his name is Nyanzol, Winezol, something like that. He looks pretty weird for sure. And he shows up saying that they're the insolent ones because they will never defeat His Highness or something like that. So right there the hint is given that it's because of his powers That's why they are not able to strike Yuha. And now this also brings up the other point, like which other Star Knights will Yuha show up from the Shadow Realm when the time is convenient? I'm guessing that this guy is not the only one that's able to come to the Royal King Palace through Yuha like that. Others must be able to come through it as well. So that leaves the option open so that because initially I was saying that when Yuha first went into the Soul Palace, right, he was definitely outnumbered. But we see his reasons for going up there were just Oreo, Hashwal, and himself, right? It seems like because of their very presence for being in Royal Palace, from that presence, they can then use their shadow powers or shadow teleportation abilities, it seems like, to bring up other Star Knight members when the time is right. And apparently that's the case currently. So that's interesting, right? So it turns out that Yuha isn't in fact as outnumbered as I thought at the beginning that he was. So it seems like he doesn't necessarily have that disadvantage that I was thinking of. Now at the very end, Ichigo and Kisuke, well, Kisuke finally completes that cannon thing, and now they're all getting ready to shoot up towards the sky to head up to Royal Palace. So Ichigo and group are now on their way towards Royal Palace. What influence they will have over the proceedings from their presidents, who knows? I'm guessing that there will be some serious fights going on there, and Ichigo will probably go Bankai. That's up for thought. But overall, this was a pretty good chapter of Bleach. I like it. So that's it. That's my review. Remember to rate, comment, subscribe. Sayonara.